Okay, in this video, this is the part 2 of the Google form. So we're going to look at the intermediate and the advanced level of some things to do. So we're going to go back in, we're going to go to this test survey that I've created. And so we talked about the responses in the first video. So let's say I want to add another question in here. So I could do, if I do Shift, Control, Enter, that's a quick way to get a question added in there. So let's say I'm going to do a true false question or whatever it is, and so on. You get the idea. So let's say I didn't do the full question, but let's just say there's my question. Let's say I don't like it there. I click on these 3 dots right here and I move it to wherever I want that question to be. So that's a quick way to add a question. So it's just Control Shift Enter, or if you're on a Mac, Control Command Enter. So another thing I can do is go up here to the top where it's got the color palette up here, click on that, and it gives me, I can change the color of the form. I can also go down here to the picture. And so since we're doing something over geography, I guess I could go into here and let's see if we've got something. We could do maybe this one. Hit select and it'll change this layout to look like that. So that would be something just to make your form a little more interesting, something more maybe attractive for kids. So another thing you could do is, let's say I want to add a picture in here. So I can go in here, I click that image button, and I've got this over here. I'm going to drag over here, and it gives me a image of the world. So that would be something I could use in there. So if I wanted to, when I'm asking the kids the questions about hemispheres, it gives them something to reference. So remember, just click the preview button, and you can see kind of what you've created, and then that's what you would share out. And remember, I don't like something, I'm gonna go back in here and edit. And that's a quick way to look at that. So now we're gonna go into the advanced. Okay, for the advanced portion of the video, this is part 2 of the Google Forms. We're gonna look at 2 different things. One is, I'm gonna go back into that test survey, which is this form that we created. So one thing you could do is, let's pretend you shared out a survey to your staff, your colleagues, to parents, to students, whatever it is. One of the things you can do is, if it's a survey or a form that's going to sit out there for a long time and you don't want to go check it all the time, but you're wanting to know when somebody submits a new response, you go into responses and then click on these 3 dots over here, get email notifications for new responses, and it'll, I'm going to go back in and enable it. It will share an email to you and let you be notified each time you get someone submits a response. You get an email so you know that somebody's submitted something on there, so you can go check out the data or whatever that is. The other thing we're going to look at is, let's say that you've created this form and you really like this form, and you want to use it again, maybe next year, maybe next month. It's something maybe a teacher has done for first hour and you're going to do it again for second hour. So one of the things you can do is you can get rid of all these responses. And the way to do that, to allow you to recreate or to reuse this, is if I go to responses and I'm going to go click these 3 dots and I'm going to click delete all responses. Now, if it's something you want to save the data, then you don't want to go this route. But if it's something you're just trying to get quick information and you want to maybe look at your next class and see how they're doing on something, you can delete all responses. It'll ask you okay. And then I'm going to go in here and unlink the form, and that'll get rid of all that data. So go back to my questions. This is a great time to maybe change up some things that you didn't like on there or whatever. And now I go back into responses. I'm going to click on this little green spreadsheet. It'll say, do you want to create a new spreadsheet? I'm going to click create. If I messed up and was like, oops, I need to go back to the one I just unlinked, I can click here and it'll take me back to that form if you want to use that same spreadsheet used before. But I'm going to go to create a new spreadsheet. I'm going to click create. And now there's the new spreadsheet that'll collect all the data. I go back here and I'm ready. Questions are ready. Responses. Just remember, this is the backside. So what I want students or public or parents or whoever you're sending this out to, click preview. That's what you want them to see, not the backside of it. You want them to see this side. So make sure you see this up here. That's to allow you to go back to that backside to edit some more. So hope these things help, and we'll look at some future things on Google Forms, including the new part. They've got quizzes on there, which is great for teachers. So we'll do a episode on that coming up.